next in just a minute or so. We'll have Coach Mike Norvell from Memphis. Tigers will be in action against UCF Saturday at Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium. And we are joined by Coach Mike Norvell from Memphis. Memphis is 4-2 overall, 1-2 in the American. The Tigers played Saturday against UConn. Memphis won the game 55-14. Memphis back at home on Saturday against UCF at Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium. Be a 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 Central Time start. Game will be televised on ABC and on ESPN2. Coach, thanks so much for joining us on the call today. If you take a minute to tie up the UConn game and what you expect to see as you're back at home Saturday against UCF.
You know, I was really pleased with the response of our team here this last week against UConn. Coming off of a disappointing, loss there on the road the week before. We challenged our guys, to go out and to make sure that we were playing with a relentless spirit, and purpose with everything we were doing. We wanted to play a 60-minute game. We knew we needed to start fast, and I thought our guys did a great job in how they approached the week, with their preparation and focusing on just each individual, being better. And I thought we played at a high level. I was really proud of our guys, and it sets up for us to have to do the exact same thing here this week. And we know we have a great UCF team coming in. We're glad to be able to have this game at home, and we know we need to have a great home field advantage. We're going to have to play definitely our best game to give ourselves a chance to be successful, because this is a complete football team that's coming into the Liberty Bowl on Saturday. They're great on offense, very explosive, impactful there defensively with a variety of things that they do, and then very dangerous on special teams as well. So it's going to be a heck of a matchup, and we have to have a wonderful week of preparation.
We'll take questions for Coach Norvell, please. Star 1 on your telephone keypad to join the queue. The operator will introduce you.
We'll take our next question from Chris Fanini with The Athletic.
Hey, Coach. Curious what you see out of UCF right now, and if there's anything different with Josh Heupel that they're doing compared to last year.
I think they're doing a great job. I would say, believe it or not, they're probably playing even faster than what they did last year. I mean, their tempo is at warp speed. They're snapping the ball anywhere from 5 to 10 seconds after the previous play, which is extraordinary for the communication and the way those guys are operating between each play. They're very, obviously very efficient in what they do, but also on the same hand, just extremely explosive. Their receivers are dangerous, every one of them. The tight end that presents matchup problems. Obviously, they can run the football in a variety of different ways with explosive backs, and Milton, he makes them go. I mean, he's such a dangerous player. Just the routine play when he's in the pocket, he's so very accurate. Got a quick release, but then what really makes him special is when things break down and he has to escape and he'll get on the perimeter. I mean, the way that he can locate receivers and then be able to place the football in some very tight windows. I mean, it's impressive to watch. It's not fun to have to go against, but it's definitely fun to watch.
And for you guys, what did it mean for Brady to get back on track last week, and how would you kind of evaluate his play so far this year?
It was big. I mean, I thought Brady played an exceptional game last week. I mean, he only had 2 incompletions. One was a throwaway, and the other was a drop pass. And he looked very confident there in the pocket. He made some great decisions, not only in the run game but the passing game as well, going through his progression. He was. I think everybody was disappointed, on our football team from the way that we performed the week prior. But Brady had a great week in practice. Really prepared well for the game, and then it showed up on the field there Saturday night. So it kind of gives us a little boost, some confidence going into to this week. You look at how Brady's played this season. 6 games into it. I mean, he's 15 touchdown passes, only 1 interception, and that was on a Hail Mary to end the half. He's done a great job. I think he's close to 70% completion percentage. We've had a couple of halves where we maybe didn't play to the best of our ability, but I think Brady's done a really nice job for us.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Chris.
We'll take our next question from Tracy Kreigler with Nightline Sports Network.
Yeah, Coach, you alluded to UCF speed earlier. How do you practice for that during the week?
It's something that you've got to do it a variety of different ways. We get a lot of good work. We are a tempo offense ourselves, so being able to try to get as much speed against each other that we can to simulate it the best ways as possible. But then you've got to do some things with your scout teams, whether it's working two huddles, simultaneously getting reps at each other. It's hard to simulate, and that's what makes them good at what they do. But we're going to do the best things we can possible to give our defense as lifelike of a look as we'll get, and then we just got to do a great job of communicating when we get out there on the field on game day.
The AAC championship game was one of the most exciting college games of the year. How do you reflect back on that, knowing just a couple of plays stood between the Tigers and the Vic?
It was a great game, and it was a great game on both sides. I thought, both teams competed extremely hard, and it came down to the very end. It came down to the last play, at a couple of different times, whether it was at the end of the regulation, and then obviously they're into overtime. But that was a special team this last year, for both programs, and each of us are moving forward and continuing trying to progress and build. And I think as you see, UCF this year, they've yet to have a setback. They're a dominant team. They've been dominant against every opponent that they played. It's going to be a great challenge, and I can tell you our guys are excited about the opportunity, but we know that it's definitely a formidable task.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
We'll take our next question from Brian Moss with TigerSportsReport.com.
Hey, Coach. Sean Dykes had a nice game in Magnifico. Even though he only had one catch, he was very productive. Can you talk about or evaluate the tight end position so far this year?
I think it's one that has done a really nice job throughout the season. I think they haven't had as many receptions early in the year as we have maybe at years past. But I think the production and what they've been as what they're doing in the route running, then obviously what they've done in the run game has been big. It's really helped spark a lot of what of our production there with our running backs, the work of our tight ends, and obviously the O-line. And to be able to get them in the open field a little bit last week was good to see. Sean had a couple big catches, obviously Joey the touchdown. But those guys are very productive players for us. They've been productive throughout the year, especially in third down situations, leading up to that point. But, looking forward to them continuing to progress and be able to help impact, in both the pass game and their continued, good play in the run game as well.
And on defense, stopping folks on third down. UConn started off, I think they were hot, starting off 6 for 6. Then you guys really shut them down, only, converted 2 third downs the rest of the way. What did you see in that, or did you make any adjustments, or was it just execution that you finally were able to stop them on third down?
It was a little bit of both. There were some adjustments that we made in how we were deploying our defensive personnel there throughout the game, but on the same hand, we also did a better job of executing. And I think early in the game, guys were pressing a little bit. We made a big point emphasis of the third downs. We haven't performed at the level of what we would expect to or hope for. But the last couple of weeks, I thought early in the game, guys were maybe trying to do a little bit too much and try rather than just doing their job and obviously putting themselves in the best position to make those plays. But as we settled down, as the game started to go, they played at a high level. Like you mentioned, they're 2 of their last 11 on third down situations. That was really the spark that helped kind of separate the game.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Do you have any further questions for Coach Norvell, please? Well, Coach, thank you for your time. Look forward to talking to you again next Monday.